Hi everyone, it's me, India Celestine, from Centro Fe Esperanza Caridad here in the Bronx. Okay, so I wanted to touch base with you guys. I know it's been a minute for me, like I haven't done a video in a very long time. I've been taking care of a lot of stuff in my life, and a lot of beautiful things have unfolded in my life, and I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful. And I just wanted to touch base with you guys because today I want to discuss something about Allan Kardec's book called Oraciones Escogidas, Selective Prayers by Allan Kardec. Okay? They come like this, or they come like this sometimes, depending what version you have, or, but they come in English, they come in Spanish. But I wanted to talk to you in specific about these books. Oftentimes in the misas, we see these books in the table, in the velada, in the misa, in the santuario. Practitioners, sometimes in the bóveda, practitioners, and these books, they serve many purposes and stuff like that. I'm a strong proponent of personal prayer. Understand? I'm also a strong proponent and support of these books because oftentimes, as we go about life, we get caught up, like just living and just one responsibility, one obligation after another. And sometimes we can't collect our thoughts. We can't sit still. We can't ground ourselves. We can't implement mindfulness in our practices, So oftentimes we need something to to center us, to ground us, So, the implementation of a prayer book will allow us to be able to center ourselves through the recitation of these prayers, And these particular books in particular, they're utilized a lot in the misa espirituales to open sesiones o veladas espirituales. In la laboral espiritual, but also in our bóvedas and in our altars, to be able to pray and dedicate some of these prayers or call forth some of the spirits to be with us and participate with us for protection, for guidance, for inspiration, any number of things, But I wanted to talk in brief about how to effectively utilize these books. When I say effectively utilize these books, what I mean is, okay, in a velada, in a misa espiritual, often we recite these prayers from these books. And I notice a pattern. I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe I'm getting too old, or maybe I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, I'm missing a mark or something, or maybe customs have changed and stuff like that, But I noticed that when people utilize these books, off they go into this tandem, they read off, like they just go right in. Just open sesiones, oración de los ángeles guardianes, espíritu protectores, and off they go just to the races, Sometimes they say 2-3 prayers, and right away, un Padre Nuestro, un Ave Maria, like, sea santísimo, and, people are getting clean, people are cleaning themselves, and despojándose and all that stuff, and off they go to the races, People. Why are we in such a rush? Why are we in such a rush? This is a misa. Understand? If you're in a rush to go somewhere, bro, don't do a misa. Stay home, Or if you have other things to do, don't open a session. Don't do a misa, period, Like, there's a certain level of responsibility. No, there is a responsibility and obligation coming into the misa. And one of the biggest things that I see is a lack of structure and discipline in your approach opening a sesión espiritual. You know? The prayer books and stuff like that, they're supposed to be recited in a particular order. Granted, that's not set in stone. Different places recite them differently depending the purpose, you know. But there's a reason and a method by which these prayers need to be recited in the course of a misa. Understand? You could recite personal prayers of protection, or you could go down the line and start reciting specific prayers from these books. Understand? And it's to create a cadena de protección. Understand? It's to draw people to a state of mindfulness and reflection and inner reflection. And in people gathering in a reunión espiritual, una velada, una misa, one of the biggest things is to be able to create sacred space. Create sacred space by opening up a portal, a doorway, or thinning the veil between this existence and another existence. So spirits of an elevated nature could be able to come and commune with us and offer us inspiration, offer us sus impresiones, sus impulsos, sus mensajes, or advice, or their spiritual intervention to better the circumstances surrounding not only our lives, to help those also that might be in affliction, or might need closure, or might need healing, or might need someone to reaffirm their faith and hope in tomorrow. Understand? The prayers are supposed to be recited clearly, slowly, concisely, so those all in attendance could through hearing the prayers, through hearing the various prayers, to be able to go inward in a meditative state. And what it does is, through the reciting of the prayer, the presidente recites the prayers and stuff like that. And it's supposed to be a calmness. It's supposed to be a specific quiet ambience about the space. So people could truly listen to the context and the depth of what's being relayed in these prayers. And in doing so, our spirit guides and our spirit protectors could come in the company of the misa to assist us in the spiritual labor at hand. Understand? In the old days, when people recited these prayers from beginning to end, oftentimes people would recite the preface. Understand? And the preface will give you a slow explanation of the context or the title or the specific theme associated with the prayer. Also with a reference into the Evangelio según Espiritismo, which is the Gospel according to Spiritualism, another book by Allan Kardec that was a comparative book of Espiritismo that spoke about not only Espiritismo but Christianity, how these two traditions or doctrines work hand in hand, are one and the same. They work fluidly together, you know. So I challenge people in this day and age, and I challenge those people that are coming up in the tradition or in the doctrine or wishes to practice and teach themselves this discipline, understand, the Spiritist doctrine, and want to cultivate and develop their abilities as media unidades, as spiritistas, and or just for personal enrichment and understanding, that these prayers are not formulated in the book and just recite it at will in no specific order, without no context. Just recite it just because it's a prerequisite to open up a session. You know, like these prayers, there's meanings behind these prayers. There's depth behind these prayers. To me, this book is almost like an instrument, like a tool to assist us not only in our evolution, in our understanding, but also to assist us in deeply connecting with our spirits.